From Star Wars to James Bond, these movie franchise most profits than any other movie franchise to date. Some people may complain that too much of what ends up in the movie theaters are sequels and reboots. But film franchises exist because they are successful. Movie studios produce entertainment, but their actual business is making money, and they aren't stupid. If one film makes a lot of money, chances are a second and third will too. If audiences embrace certain films and characters, it only makes sense to give them more of what they want. This approach has certainly resulted in some pretty dreadful sequels, but it has also given birth to some amazing and beloved series. The highest-grossing franchises of all time didn't get to the top by being mediocre. Number 10, X-Men. Believe it or not, there was a time when Marvel wasn't exactly synonymous with awesome movies. There was the box office flop Howard the Duck, a lifeless adaptation of Blade, and a truly bizarre Punisher starring Dolph Lundgren. Then in 2000, X-Men came out and everything changed. The success of the original X-Men led to a 13-film franchise, including the Deadpool and Wolverine series. It also showed that superhero movies could be big business. The X-Men franchise has earned $6.8 billion, with Deadpool 2 being the most successful film, bringing in $785 million. Number 9, DC Extended Universe. The DC Extended Universe has tried really hard to emulate the runaway success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe to mixed results. There have been some great ones like Batman vs. Superman: The Dawn of Justice and Wonder Woman, but then some total stinkers like Black Adam and Birds of Prey. The one thing that is consistent though is that audiences eat these DCEU movies up. Through 11 films, the franchise has earned $6.21 billion, with a complete retooling promising even more on the horizon. As weird as it sounds, the biggest moneymaker of the franchise was Aquaman, pulling in $1,148 million. Number 8, Fast and Furious. What started out as a brofist street racing movie in 2001 with The Fast and the Furious turned into an international espionage action series and one of the top-grossing franchises of all time. The Fast and Furious franchise has earned $6.62 billion across 10 films, and there's more to come. The Fast and Furious franchise is one of the top qualifiers that doesn't involve superheroes, wizards, or Wookiees. The series has been so successful because producers figured out a way to make action-packed car chases the solution to any terrorist plot that may arise. The top performer on the circuit is Furious 7 with $1,515 million in career earnings. Number 7, Batman. After the underwhelming Superman movies of the late 70s and early 80s all but killed superhero movies, Tim Burton's 1989 Batman brought them back to life. Then of course the goofy sequels kind of killed them again until Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy once again resurrected the genre. The 17 films of the Batman franchise, starting in 1966 with Batman the movie through 2022's The Batman, have earned $6.84 billion. The series includes animated films, the Lego Batman movie, and Catwoman. The Dark Knight Rises is the highest grossing installment, earning $1,081 million with the Joker right behind it, pulling in $1,074,400,000. Number 6, The Avengers. The Avengers are a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they are a top movie franchise all on their own. In just 4 films, Tony Stark and the crew have hauled in an eye-popping $7.76 billion, making the Avengers the most successful franchise within the most successful franchise. None of the 4 films ever earned less than $1 billion, with Age of Ultron coming in at $1,402 million. The original 2012 The Avengers made $1,518 million, Infinity War earned $2,048 million, and the grand finale, Endgame, crushed it, doing $2,797 million at the box office. Number 5, James Bond. British Secret Agent 7 has literally saved the world more than 24 times. The James Bond franchise, spanning nearly 6 decades and 27 films, has earned $7.83 billion at the box office. This seems like a small price to pay considering how many times Bond has foiled an evil genius plot for world domination. The first 1962 film, Dr. No, starring Sean Connery as Bond, earned a modest $59,500,000, but it's been nothing but success since then. With each new film and Bond portrayer, the series has grown in popularity and earnings. Daniel Craig's 7 in Skyfall gets the top Bond rating, pulling in $1,108 million and once again saving the day. Number 4, Wizarding World. J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World books were destined to become a great film franchise, in the same way Harry Potter was preordained to kill Lord Voldemort. The 11 films of Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts enchanted audiences, earning $9.66 billion in Muggle money. The first film, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, was box office magic, earning $1,009,040,000, and the final entry of the Potter saga, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, made $1,342 million. The 3 films of the Fantastic Beasts series, while not as popular, brought in a respectable $1,875 million combined. Number 3. Spider-Man. Thanks to some creative wheeling and dealing, Spider-Man exists in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but he actually does just fine on his own. Slinging webs through 12 films, Spider-Man has earned $9.8 billion, making him the most successful single-character franchise, superhero or otherwise, beginning with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man in 2002. Peter Parker's alter ego has seen enough reboots and re-imagings to rival Batman, while Spider-Man doesn't need the MCU to get his spidey senses tingling. His most successful outing was Spider-Man No Way Home, which webbed in $1,921,000,000. Number 2. Star Wars. With a trilogy of trilogies, a pair of anthology films, and an animated outlier, Star Wars is the most successful non-superhero franchise. The 12 films of George Lucas' space saga hit light speed, earning $10.32 billion worth of Imperial credits. The original film is credited for taking the sci-fi genre mainstream and for pulling 20th century out of the dumps. Star Wars: A New Hope grossed $775,400,000, which was huge at the time. Adjusted for inflation, the first film made more than $2.5 billion and ranks second. Behind Gone with the Wind is the biggest box office draw of all time. Since inflation-adjusted numbers don't mean anything to the studio, Star Wars: The Force Awakens is the franchise's top earner, with $2,068,200,000 in ticket sales. Number 1. Marvel Cinematic Universe. Stretching a story arc across 23 films, as was done with the Infinity Saga, not only seems risky, but downright foolish. It was, however, the most ingenious idea in filmmaking history. Along with the films of the Multiverse Saga, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the highest-grossing movie franchise, earning a combined $28.56 billion through 31 films. While the sheer volume of entries seems like it gives the MCU an unfair advantage over other franchises, it has a $921,148,482 per film average, making it tops in that category too. Avengers Endgame is the top-grossing film out of any movie from any franchise in the top 10. As just in case the other contenders think they'll catch Marvel, the MCU has at least 11 more in the works. So if you have any suggestions or requests for future videos, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this.